Gorgu's favor. With a little more power, he could quickly become the new absolute evil. But to do so, he would need to be strengthened. Talia had returned safely from the Council of Little Snots. And she was not alone, but also had Gorgu in tow, a being that would soon become the new absolute evil. In his honor, the Little Snots had already built him his own room.
A room with 3 entrances seems a lot like a death trap to me. If you don't do it yourself. But okay, enough of that. Babysitting this thing is really not my, well, thing. And anyway, it's cliché as hell that the main female character here is supposed to take care of a baby. What's next? Cooking someone dinner?
Well,
you're not serious.
Who else is gonna
in order
cut
for
through?
Gorgu to get stronger, he needed to be fed. But it was not overpriced food in jars he craved, but something with more substance. Heroes. Living heroes. As luck would have it, a few of the resident dwarves had just apprehended some thieves. Presumably, Gorgu would find them just as tasty as normal heroes if the jailbreak planning evil were to get his hands on them.
Okay, I can kind of get on board with that after all. Okay, catch heroes and feed them to Gorgu. Coming right up.
As if on cue, Tristan chose that very moment to appear on the scene.
Talia, why are you here? Have you still not renounced evil? I have other matters to attend to. Men, seize them! Forward, men! Fight this abomination! The alliance of good shall not fail! Well, not again!
Heroes prepared to push towards the dungeon and would inevitably encounter Gorgu. Apparently, Talia had to ensure not only his empowerment, but also his safety.
Oh, this babysitting is already getting on my nerves, and I don't even get paid for it. But okay, at least the heroes come straight here to get their asses kicked. Go ahead, whack 'em on the beans, smash their gourds, put radishes in their eyes.
In order to catch living heroes for Gorgu, a prison would need to be built. Immediately, Talia and the incarcerating evil set out to build such a room.
Prison? Sounds like a sensible thing to do. Bet it's fun to watch some sorrowful characters languishing away there.
The planless evil scouts had discovered some undead that Tristan had captured. These necromancers and vampire queens would be a most welcome addition.
Exactly! More cannon fodder for the front. I mean, strong support for our army. Go on, free them. Get them out of there. Send them draft notices.
Payday!
Oj, sådana till.
Brothers, the time has come. Now it is up to us to bring the realms of good to blossom once again. There in the underground, my evil stepsister has allied herself with the deviant creatures of chaos. The absolute evil's last stand. Forward, men! Destroy this abomination once and for all!
Tristan seemed to know how to motivate his men. They rushed towards the dungeon with a battle-hardened fervor.
All right, creatures, we'll show my brother. Tear them to pieces, beat them to a pulp, and, oh, don't hurt them too much, because we need them alive for Gorgu.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Payday. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Gorgu was besieged by heroes who fought him. Talia had to do something about it. Talia and the merciless evil had repelled the first wave of attack, but the heroes would not stand idly by and would soon move in again.
I sure hope so, because we're gonna have to feed a lot more of them to Gorgu. Come on, bring it on, like lambs to the slaughter.
A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Ding dong, it's payday. Once again, many heroes gathered to attack the dungeon.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. Talia had to act as Gorgu was being attacked by heroes.
Oh, oh. Oops.
Your enemies are in the dungeon. Gorgu was besieged by heroes who fought him. Talia had to do something about it. Payday! Another hero attack broke uselessly on the defensive evil's dungeon.
Okay. Oh, escape. I have to try and pick up that.
A dungeon gate leading to the underground opened up in front of the delighted evil's army. A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. The newly built prison gleamed and sparkled, or normally would have, but the little snots had just cobbled it together out of old materials. Still, it would serve its purpose and keep living heroes captive. These could then be fed to Gorgus using the Hand of Terror. The ingenious evil surely knew that it was only a matter of time before heroes would descend upon Gorgu. Wisely, it cranked up workshop production in order to be able to set traps.
Sure. Naturally, I knew that. By all means, onward, little snots! Work faster!
A pathetic hero languished in prison. The horrible evil could feed him to Gorgu.
What? Where is this pathetic hero? Please take care of these things. They go past.
Several heroes had gathered together and were making their way to the dungeon. Your enemies are in the dungeon. Payday! Your enemies are in the dungeon.
Oh, these ones. Grogu.
The baby-feeding evil had thrown Grogu his first hero. The young little snot gleefully set about soaking up its soul energy.
Oh, the little one is so cute. Now a little pup, and then let us rain death and destruction upon the humans!
Talia's certainty of victory seemed somewhat premature, for Grogu's hunger was far from satisfied. It would take many more heroes before he would reach his full strength. A hero disappeared into Grogu's chambers. Talia had to act as Grogu was being attacked by heroes. Talia and the murderous evil had repelled an attack by the heroes with no great effort. Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. A hero had been tossed into Gorgu's chambers. Once again, many heroes gathered to attack the dungeon. A pathetic hero languished in prison. The horrible evil could feed him to Gorgu. Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Payday! Gorgu was besieged by heroes who fought him. Talia had to do something about it. Another hero attack broke uselessly on the defensive evil's dungeon. A hero disappeared into Gorgu's chambers. The dwarf destroying evil had defeated the dwarven jailers and thus gained access to their secret prison. A gold vein is almost exhausted. Gorgu seemed reasonably satisfied. Talia and the lamb gravy-seeking evil have probably satisfied the little one over 1/5 of his hunger. The first step had been taken.
That was ridiculously easy. Open wide, Gorgu. Here comes the next hero.
A hero had been tossed into Gorgu's chambers. Several heroes had gathered together and were making their way to the dungeon. Your enemies are in the dungeon. Enemies are in the dungeon.
See if you can check that guys.
A pathetic hero languished in prison. The horrible evil could feed him to Gorgu.
He's not gonna get up.
Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Your vampire queen joined the undead evil. Her healing powers were captivating. Wonderful.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. The gallant evil had freed some vampire queens who willingly joined its army. Since they neither glittered nor had any interest in romantic comedies, they were most welcome in the truly evil's army. The vampire queen not only dealt damage to enemies in the area, but also distributed the life energy collected from enemies to undead creatures nearby. Talia and the perfidious evil had easily repelled another attack by the heroes. You have lost a creature forever.
But there.
Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein. A hero died in prison. The forgetful evil had left him there instead of feeding him to Gorgu. Most regrettable. The absolute evil had tossed a hero into Gorgu's chambers. A hero disappeared into Gorgu's chambers.
Interesting.
Once again, many heroes gathered to attack the dungeon. Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein. Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. Enemies have entered the dungeon.
These two? Oh, okay. Bye. Someone's second.
One of your creatures is furious and is on strike.
Oh, the
Your
left.
enemies are in the dungeon. The necromantic evil welcomed a necromancer into its ranks. These undead mages could rain powerful magic upon their enemies once it was researched. Gorgu's stomach was already almost half full. The budding celebrity chef evil seemed very pleased with itself. Surprising, seeing as all these heroes were served raw.
Hey, what about me? I'm very satisfied myself. Maybe we'll stuff an apple in the next one's mouth.
Another hero attack broke uselessly on the defensive evil's dungeon. A pathetic hero languished in prison. The horrible evil could feed him to Gorgu. The absolute evil had tossed a hero into Gorgu's chambers. Payday! The resurrected evil's undead creatures had previously seen a video called Thriller, or something like that, and had been in dance fever ever since. Higher level undead demanded a necrodancian where they could indulge their latest obsession. The necrodancian had been built. Undead flocked by to swing their bony hips there. Those undead, who no longer had hip bones, just stood on the sidelines, swaying back and forth in time to the music. Something truly unnatural made its way up from the depths of Gorgu's cute little body. A sound that made the do-gooders freeze in shock.
Ugh. Don't forget the fetid smell at the end. That's really nasty. But hey, if it knocks some heroes out for a bit, forward, creatures! Get them, beat them up, and don't forget to hold your noses.
Several heroes had gathered together and were making their way to the dungeon. Your enemies are in the dungeon. A hero died in prison. The forgetful evil had left him there instead of feeding him to Gorgu. Most regrettable. A hero disappeared into Gorgu's chambers. Payday! Your little snots have discovered an artifact. Talia and the perfidious evil had easily repelled another attack by the heroes. A hero had been tossed into Gorgu's chambers. A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon.
Yep, 5k gold. Whoa.
Once again, many heroes gathered to attack the dungeon.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
A pathetic hero languished in prison. The horrible evil could feed him to Gorgu. Gorgu slowly developed a little paunch, but the diet of only heroes obviously seemed to agree with him. At least he was accumulating lots of soul energy.
Ugh, ugh. That last hero had munched enough garlic to take out all the vampires in all of the kingdoms. But whatever. Keep it up, Gorgu. Soon you'll be a great and powerful dungeon lord, and you'll finally be able to do something useful.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
A hero died in prison. The forgetful evil had left him there instead of feeding him to Gorgu. Most regrettable. Talia had to act as Gorgu was being attacked by heroes.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
The absolute evil had tossed a hero into Gorgu's chambers. Another horrifying sound escaped from Gorgu and froze the heroes of good.
Since you have it this way.
The jailbreak preparing evil had eliminated a prison's dwarven guards. The prisoners now belonged to it alone. The dungeon heart is being attacked. Gorgu was almost completely sated. He didn't need much more to reach his full potential.
All right, let's move on to the desserts. There's hot raspberry hero, hero brulee, and oh, what the hell, there's just more normal heroes from the dungeon. Go on, keep on munching. It's your patriotic contribution to the evil empire.
Another hero attack broke uselessly on the defensive evil's dungeon. One of your creatures has died. A hero had been tossed into Gorgu's chambers. The feeding evil had done it. Gorgu was reasonably sated. Theoretically, all it had to do now was initiate his transformation. Or it could feed Gorgu even more to make him, even more powerful.
Ooh, that almost sounds like some kind of achievement. Ha, you bet I'm in. Go, Gorgu, dig in like it's Taco Tuesday.
This ends here and now! Men, get ready for a continuous assault on the dungeon! We will not waver! We will not give up! Victory will be ours!
A golden portal suddenly opened in the dungeon. If Talia and the overrun evil failed to destroy it, heroes would inevitably use it to enter the dungeon.
What? But all my lovingly placed traps and defense plans. I even drew them in using colored pencils. Whatever. Go on, creatures. Destroy those magical portals. Just hammer on them with your weapons. That'll destroy them. That's how it always worked before.
On the other hand, it still needed heroes to feed Gorgu, so maybe those portals weren't all bad for Talia after all. Your enemies are in the dungeon.
Even more.
The bonus-grabbing evil had stored an artifact in order to unleash its powers. Your enemies are in the dungeon. Gorgu was besieged by heroes who fought him. Talia had to do something about it. Another portal opened in the dungeon.
This one stood up.
Talia had failed to protect Gorgu from the heroes. Tristan would now go down forever in the annals of heroes as the one who defeated the absurd evil forever. Sad, but so it is written.
Please tell me you had an autosave not long ago. Oh my god!
Ding dong! It's payday! An artifact was discovered in the dungeon.
Well, that's it for this episode.